minutes and try.
And how many?
Life lessons. Toastmasters offers us an opportunity to challenge ourselves, to see if we can express ourselves and communicate what we feel, what we are, and what we would like to be. Toastmasters is an organization that will give us an opportunity to change our lives. Because if we can't communicate what we feel, how are we going to get there? When we look at everything involved, our life offers many lessons. Toastmasters offers us great opportunities to present them, to learn from them, to grow from them. Let's look at life's lessons. Most of us are literally products of wherever we checked in on this planet. Most of us are little members of the tribe we were born into. We have a tribal consciousness. We do everything that the tribe says, or we get a spanking or suffer the consequences, or don't get loved, because that's our tribal consciousness, our family, our group, our friends, our little social circle. That's great because it's easier to raise children that way. It's easier to have community and keep things together. But as we grow a little older, we begin to realize that we do say and behave in a manner that pleases those in our tribe, even when it doesn't please us. This can be good, this can be bad. If you forfeit little bits and pieces of yourself that are important to you along the way, what's happening to you? Those little bits and pieces that you forfeit, believe it or not, are energy. They're energy within who you are. If you start forfeiting who you are by going along to get along, you literally are weakening yourself. Literally. A lot of statistics have been based on this. It used to be that there was a type A personality book that doctors had, that these type A personalities had heart attacks, overachievers, they had high blood pressure, and you could tell the personality type by the disease. Now there's research going on that if you get involved in a difficult relationship, that you forfeit too much of yourself too long, you can get cancer. Yeah. What happens when you start forfeiting who you are along the way? You're going along to get along. So let us stop here for a minute. Is someone else's opinion of you more important than your opinion of yourself? Most of us say, yeah, sure it is. That's how we live. But really, truly, you can understand this basis a little bit better if I lay a better format down about the human behavior pattern. Every single human being, all of us, innately has the same needs. We all need to be loved, accepted, protected. We all need to feel safe and to have a place to raise our children where it's safe, where they can be educated, where we can feed them. We all need this. This does not change with gender, color, nationality, or religion. This is a basic human need. And when we start imagining that someone else doesn't have the same needs that we have because they're a different gender, because they're a different race, religion, or nationality, we are lying to ourselves. It just simply isn't true. Therefore, when you start lying to yourself about your own needs, here you're losing your power. Your need to love you actually comes third on the list of growing up. The first need is to please the tribe. That's the first need. Just in the nature of things with human beings, not in reality. The second need is to please the friends and people that we meet in the community. We imagine that that need is more important than how we feel about who we are and what we are. We will forfeit our own sanity for someone else's acceptance. You say, well, wait a minute, you're going a little farther, aren't you? No. What about these kids that say, okay, I double dare you to take this acid. I double dare you to ride your motorcycle off this cliff. And the kids will do that. And they imagine they're doing it for acceptance. Now stop. Do you really think if somebody liked you, they'd do that to you? Do you really think that's acceptance? If that's acceptance, we're in deep doo-doo. But we do it. We do it all the time. We do it to get along in our jobs. We do it to get along in our community. Something will happen and you know darn well it just doesn't set well with you. But you go along with it anyway because it's easier. Now, I'm going to define a point in life where it is ringing a bell with you and you know it isn't easier, but where it isn't practical to do something else. So I'm going to draw a line there. I grew up in a cult. We had to do what we were told, or it was literally extremely dangerous. I did have family and friends murdered trying to get out of this cult. So I'd like to say to you that if you happen to be one of those who happens to be in some form of a concentration camp, of course you love the guards. And everything they do is glorious and wonderful because you have no choice. And I'm not advocating that you speak up and put yourself in danger in any time, any place. But I am advocating that you look in the mirror and be honest with that person you see in the mirror. Who is that person? What are your values? What's important to you? What matters to you? If you don't like the person you see in the mirror and you're not friends with the person you see in the mirror, you got a big problem. You got a big problem. If you keep having problems in your life that are repeating themselves, bad relationships, financial problems, and over and over and over, these things keep repeating themselves. There's a lesson in there you didn't learn. And it will keep happening until you figure out what it is. Now, most of us just get very angry about everybody that used us, took advantage of us, took our money, took our time, took whatever, degraded us. And the next thing you know, we move off to another country. But guess what? We took ourselves with us. And there in that other country, in that other geography, we reset the stage. All new players, same old theme. All new cast, exactly the same old parts. And we relive the whole thing over again. Why? Because we didn't get the lesson. So I bid you to stop and look at it for a minute. What part did you play? What did you do each and every time that you walked through this cow pasture and stepped in it? What did you do? It's a full cast. You did play your part. You did. Now we can say, but all I did was believe in them and they betrayed me. There's a lesson in there. Come on, there's a lesson in there. Trust is not like free Girl Scout cookies that you give out to everybody. You got to pay for that. You've got to earn trust. It's a value. It is a value. Think about where you're putting your energy, your wisdom, your faith, your work. Think about it. There was a psychiatrist in Las Vegas that was the best in the state of Nevada. His name was Jack Juraski. And I asked him one day, I said, Jack, how is it that you're known as the best psychiatrist in the state of Nevada? Are you really the best? And he said, no, I'm not. I said, how can you say that when the newspaper says you are? He said, well, I have a knack. I do not take clients that aren't serious and don't want to change. That should tell us all something really important. You cannot help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. You cannot change somebody that doesn't want to change. But you can find yourself in a position where that person sees you as nice and stupid, which to them are synonymous. I know a young lady who is beautiful and sweet and has a nice personality. She is also an artist at having crises. She's always in crisis. Someone's always rescuing her. And they'll even hire her because she needs money. And when it comes time for her to do the job, she has another crisis. And they bail her out of the crisis and pay for the crisis. And they've already paid for the job that never got done. And it happens over and over. And this girl has made an art out of crises. She happens to be a relative of mine. I happen to have stepped in that one. And when I finally got it through my head what was happening, I said, hey, wait a minute. Now, while you're in town, you can live at my house and I'll feed you, but I will no longer pay for anything for you. No gas for your car, nothing. I'm through. And she was really angry. She said, I can't believe how horrible you are, how evil you are, how wicked you are. You're not a good person. See, in her mind, good and stupid were synonymous, or nice and stupid. And so she says, you don't even care about your own family. And I said, of course I do. She said, no, you don't. You don't love your own family. I said, honey, I love you dearly. You're just easier to love from a distance. It's time. Every day, it's time to wake up. If you can give a leg up, a hand up to that person who you know is a positive go-getter and they're going to make their life, you have contributed something to the world because that will expand. You don't even know how many lives that'll touch. But if you continue to give to those whose job it is to find people to give, and then look in the mirror and say, I'm really a wonderful person, I'm really nice. No, you're not. You're being used. You're being used. You have so much energy within your body and your mind and your soul. Let's say that energy is $100. If you're going to spend $60 of it on being used, and the other $40 looking back at the past and feeling sorry that you were being used and angry and lamenting that all these people did all these things to you, you are wasting your life. If you're concentrating about yesterday, you are going to be under stress and you're going to get depression and you're going to be unhappy. And if you have a lot of high anxiety, then you're concentrating and getting panicked out about tomorrow. If you want to find happiness, step into the here and now. Today. It's beautiful. You have a million things to be grateful for every single day. Every day is beautiful. The friends you see today, now, you may not see again tomorrow. You may never see them again at all. You don't know that. Love today. Invest in today. And I'm going to give you a little bit of homework here to find the power in the lessons in life. I want you to go home and I want you to get a pencil and paper and I want you to make a list of all the worst things that have ever happened to you. And all the rotten people that have treated you the worst on the other side. Then I want you to go back over that list and I want you to write down what you learned from it. And when you write down what you learned from it, you won't be angry with them anymore. And when those things have had a replay, and it took several lessons and you finally got it, you might even want to thank them. Because they empowered you to make your life better. So I challenge you to look at the worst things that ever happened in your life. Because those are the things that will motivate you. Those are the things you have strong feelings about. Those are the things you care about. And believe it or not, those are the things that you have power to do something with and for, not just for yourself, but for each and every person whom you meet every day, in a concept of understanding and compassion, and just reaching out with a feeling of honesty and being your real self, neither above nor below them, but understanding them. That is real communication. That is one of the primary reasons that we are Toastmasters. Thank you.